Today I was supposed to be in office, and then I have some work in the evening. So I thought it's better today from home. Otherwise, 2 hours goes in traffic. Yeah, but maybe you can start with your
Okay.
1 minute. Let me go live. Hold on for a second.
Yeah. No power, huh?
You can start. I will bring my coffee.
Just wait. Lata is coming.
Okay, sure.
No power in her laptop. She will bring her adapter. Okay. Till then, Ranjini is maybe some introduction I didn't have. You're from Bangalore or
Bangalore, sir.
spirituality and all that.
Uh, Spirituality, I don't know. It's been there for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
Various, what to say, uh, types or Kriya Yoga, Art of Living, Sadhguru, everything. But something was happening. Then I used to learn yoga from one teacher in Abu Dhabi. We were there we were there from 98 to 2016. And there, I wanted to do a tea, so I started helping her slowly. She said, "It's you do very well. You're able to teach also well. So why don't you assist?" I started assisting. Then she said, "Why don't you take this as a career?" I said, "Okay, fine." I did one teacher training course there itself, and then she started doing MSc from SVyasa, Bangalore, Jigni.
Yeah.
So yeah, then she said, "You also should do." I said, "Okay, fine." And then so we came back here, and then I joined. So kind of that ignited the spark even more. And I was teaching yoga for a couple of years.
Uh-huh.
And then after COVID, ever since COVID, I stopped. I was taking online classes. About 2-3 students were there. That's it. And then for the time being, I have stopped from that also. I wasn't well for some time. So since I think October last year, I have not been taking any classes. So that is why I keep asking. I tell him about Patanjali Yoga Sutra. He says, "No, Shankaracharya said go to that."
Shankaracharya, he has covered Patanjali for us, for Lata and me.
Yeah, he told we've already done that. Basically, my husband and Vilas are friends. They used to go to college together. First PU, second PU. That's how they know. Mm-hmm. And we happened to meet each other in Abu Dhabi. That's how I got to know Vilas. He was working for the same company, as the same bank as my husband used to work. And then we came back to Bangalore, and then so that is where it got refreshed, the friendship. Then we came back to Bangalore, and when I was doing MSc, I asked him for some help in Shat Darshanas, Buddhism, Jainism, and all that. Because he had told that he knows about Buddhism and how he learned and how Buddhism influenced him. So I had gone, and then I got to know Vilas better. And then his wife was also learning yoga for some time when I was teaching. So that's how, and his son.
Uh-huh. How long you learned this yoga in Jigani?
It's a 2-year
okay.
education course.
It is a regular going there or?
Yeah, regular is also there. Distance education is also there.
Mm-hmm. I had been to that campus. Very nice.
It's very nice.
Just a year ago.
But unfortunately, it's not like how it was, they used to say, and now it's even worse. They have a lot of affiliation and like hundreds of people they are producing as yoga teachers. It's become more like a business.
Yeah. It is for business only. People come.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they have done quite a lot of good work.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, Lata is here. Maybe I will start.
Yes, please.
So this is Narayana Upanishad. You know that Vilas is always telling Narayana is one thing. If you learn that Narayana Suktam, everything is there, then I thought that's good for us. But this has got many things, including so many suktas built in, And I have covered the first part, that means the first few slokas. Today is only Gayatri, about Rudra and Narayana related. And then also I am trying to cover Gayatri mantra. After that, Durva Sukta, Durva, which is required for that puja, Ganesh puja. That Sukta very small. Then also Mrittika. Mrittika is nothing but the earth element. On that it is also very nice. Then tomorrow Shatru Jaya Mantra. So this will take maybe less than 10 minutes.
Good, go ahead.
Yeah. Gayatri Mantra. आपादमौळि पर्यन्तं वन्दे आपादमौळि पर्यन्तं वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ गायत्री मंत्र पुरुषस्य विद्मः सहस्राक्षस्य महादेवस्य धीमहि तन्नो रुद्र प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्र प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे चक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो नन्दी प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महासेनाय धीमहि तन्नः षण्मुख प्रचोदयात् तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे सुवर्णपक्षाय धीमहि तन्नो गरुड प्रचोदयात् वेदात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि तन्नो ब्रह्म प्रचोदयात् नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु प्रचोदयात् वज्रनखाय विद्महे तीक्ष्णदग्गृष्ट्राय धीमहि तन्नो नारसिंह प्रचोदयात् भास्कराय विद्महे महद्युतिकराय धीमहि तन्नो आदित्य प्रचोदयात् वैश्वानराय विद्महे लालीलाय धीमहि तन्नो अग्नि प्रचोदयात् कात्यायनाय विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गे प्रचोदयात् दुर्वासुक्तम् सहस्रपरमा देवी शतमूला शताङ्कुरा सर्वगं हरतु मे पापं दूर्वा दुःस्वप्ननाशनी काण्डात् काण्डात् प्ररोहन्ति परुषः परि एवानो दूर्वे प्रतनु सहस्रेण शतेन च या शतेन प्रतनोषि सहस्रेण विरोहसि तस्या ते देवीष्टके विधेम हविषा वयम् अश्वक्रान्ते रथक्रान्ते विष्णुक्रान्ते वसुन्धरा शिरसा धारयिष्यामि रक्षस्व मां पदे पदे मृत्तिका सूक्तम् भूमिर्धेनुर्धरणी लोकधारिणी उद्धृतांसि वराहेण कृष्णेन शतबाहुना मृत्तिके हनने पापं यन्मया दुष्कृतं कृतं मृत्तिके ब्रह्मदत्तासि काश्यपेनाभिमन्त्रिता मृत्तिके देहि मे पुष्टिं त्वयि सर्वं प्रतिष्ठितं मृत्तिके प्रतिष्ठिते सर्वं तन्मे निर्नुद मृत्तिके तया हतेन पापेन गच्छामि परमां गतिम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ तत्सत्
Thank you. Okay, so Lata, I was informing your video of Sarva Priyananda to both of them.
Okay.
So I thought let us start with that and then we can go into manomayakosha, if that is okay.
That's fine.
So she sent one video where Sarva Priyananda says that as per Sage Vidyaranya, okay, so what happens here is that a person gets realized but does not get liberated, and he gets liberated only at the time of death. That means Jivan Mukta is not possible even when the person is realized. This is the first state. The second best state is that a person becomes a Jivan Mukta while living, meaning he doesn't have to die, but he is Jivan Mukta. For that, two things have to happen. One is that purification of the Chitta and samadhi has to be there. So both have to be there, and consistently it has to be there, so that the person is Jivan Mukta. So what it really means is that out of the three stages, that is, you get an awakening moment, and then you get into realization, and then liberation. At least two you can attempt in this life. The third one depends on how much purity of thoughts are there, or how much is the chitta actually clear. So that is the main aspect here. So that's all I wanted to cover on this. The reason I wanted to cover this one was it is deeply related with two of the koshas. One is the Manomaya kosha and the Vijnanamaya kosha. The liberation is not possible because of the Vijnanamaya kosha, and the awakening is not possible due to the Manomaya kosha. These are the two koshas which will interfere, and they don't produce the necessary result. So let's go with our section. Okay, so 169. So the aspect of mind is that the mind doesn't know the mind. Anyone wants to talk on this? The mind doesn't know the mind. Do you know you are the mind, or do you know you are the consciousness? Or do you know you are both? Or do you know that you are only consciousness and not the mind? Which one are you?
You're a mixture of everything.
No. So the mind doesn't know the mind.
It is like in the dreamer, he doesn't know that he is dreaming. Similar to that mind also, because
Yes.
mind can dream. So without knowing that it is mind.
Right. So presently it is in dream as we speak.
Yeah. It is called a Jagrata Avastha dream.
Yeah. So it is a dream. The reality here is it's a dream. So when I go from home to office, home is one dream, office is another dream. There was never been any home, nor there is any office. But the mind doesn't know that it is a illusion, and it doesn't know it itself is an illusion. That's even more worse. So what he says in the 169 is that nahi asti avidya manasaha atirta manaha hi avidya bhava bandha hetuhu tasmin vinashyate sakalam vinashtam vijrimbate asam sakalam vijrimbate. So because it doesn't know that itself is not existing, it is the cause of bondage of rebirth. So when the mind is destroyed, everything else is destroyed. When the mind manifests, everything else manifests. So the destruction here is in the night. The mind goes to complete off. So then there is no relationships, there is nothing there. No matter how much I loved my son, or how much I fought with my son, or how much I loved my wife or fought with my wife, once I go to deep sleep, there ends it. If how much I loved the office or hated the office or whatever, that there ends it. So dissolution for the mind is hardly less than 24 hours. That's all what is mind. So if yesterday I had gone to this GKVK with my college friends. So every Sunday we have started that. I had not gone for last 1 month. So yesterday I was walking and I was talking to one of my friend, and we both were going together, and he was explaining me about his life history and all that, what has happened in his life and how much he has struggled, and how much business loss he had, and then how did he join Infosys, and how much he struggled, and now he is an SAP consultant and all that he was explaining. So he was saying that God's grace, everything has come back and this and that. So after around 45 minutes of walking, everyone joined. So I asked them one question: what is Santosha? So we are actually talking about that. We should be happy at any moment. So I asked the question, instead of using the English word happiness, I asked that what is Santosha? So I asked the same question to you. Let's see what happens.
I think in our case, Santosha means when things are all going well for us, it is Santosha. That means we expected something. If that happens, it is Santosha.
Okay, fine. So what is Santa?
Totally different. Santa is sage.
Yeah, why?
Tunad. He is happy with whatever he is having, fully contented life.
Okay,
Contentment.
good. So what is contentment?
Contentment is whatever is required for me to live. If it is there, I'm happy. For me to live, I need oxygen, I need minimum food, and shelter.
Okay,
What is needed, if it is there, I'm happy.
That
But
is
in Santa, if that is not there, is also they are happy.
okay.
satisfaction. Contentment, like satisfaction.
Contentment, satisfaction is another word, contentment is another word. They both are not the same. They,
Happy with whatever I am having. Contentment.
no. Contentment differs in phrasing and also in meaning. Contentment and satisfaction, they both are not the same. If you can be still be satisfied without being contented. Anyway, so Sant is a person who doesn't have five senses. He has stopped the senses from going outward. So he has bent the senses. So that's the reason he becomes Muni, because he or she doesn't get involved with the world. So you are in Santosha only when you don't have the senses interacting with the sense object.
Oh, when it is not interacting, then it is Santosha.
If at all it interacts, you will never be in Santosha.
That is true.
So if at all the thoughts comes and the thought is associated with eyes, I saw, and the world will start. So the proliferation is automatic. So creating story is automatic. Now I am going to say I saw my friends and they were walking, and then in your mind walking is known, park is known. You don't know my friends, but you can put some figure. So you, in your mind also the story starts. So you are not in Santosha. Neither I am in Santosha. So anything Vyavaharika is no Santosha. So the Shaucha, what Patanjali speaks about, is removal of senses to the sense object. So then you get Santosha. Then you require tapas, because the senses have ability to skip and go towards the object. So you have to do tapas, and then you do swadhyaya. Then you come into Ishvara Pranidhana. So this is a regulation. Rule is yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. To attain that, you need to have ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. So without yama and niyama, the other 6 are not possible. In the same way, without regulation, you cannot set the rule. So you have to first, rule has to be set and then regulated using shaucha. So if you want to be in santosha, don't associate with sense objects. You are automatically in santosha. Immediate.
Is it? Don't.
You just do what is supposed to be done. Food,
1 minute.
yeah.
Say now, you lost your dear ones. Okay, you have that dukkha inside. But now you are disconnected. But that inside, manasu, chitta, buddhi, ahankara will be there still.
They will be there, but they will not react to anything.
But that old memory recall happens during that time.
Yes, for that it requires an image. Now, if you don't have an image, on what will it recall?
See, you have disconnected now, currently, from external objects, okay, external world, 5. But internally, whatever is stored, even if you close eyes and close everything, but that can run in the memory.
That's what, I agree with you. So,
Which means you have to control that also. Then only you will be.
5 senses are the 5 horses.
Yes.
The charioteer is the manas. So, if you stop the horse, the manas also stops.
Oh, you have to stop memory recall also.
It will automatically happen. See, if you have seen if you take one example, so if you have seen you have this, what I can say, for defense you have this equipment which will have a periscope on top, and then they can observe what is happening. So that is how manas is. So it has 5
Radar.
Yeah, it has got, let's say, 5 lens. In each it will sense something. It senses and it experiences that. What if there is nothing to be sensed? All the 5 cameras are switched off. What happens?
Mind doesn't move.
There is nothing out there, which is what in the night happens.
Sushupti.
Yes. So you bring it to the day. Mind is dead.
If I can bring nothing, nothing. it is fully achieved. Struggling for that.
So the disease is gone. So manas, like in case of Krishna explaining in the Bhagavad Gita, manas is a friend and manas is an enemy. Manas is a friend when you close the senses. Manas is an enemy when you open to the senses. So you shouldn't associate with the sense, because that is what brings in rebirth. So if you are born with 5 senses.
Yeah.
So why should we born? It's only sense, that's all. There is no person out there, it's only the sense. You are making sense of nonsense, that's all. So that is 169. And 170, but your favorite shloka is there. Maybe you should read.
170, yeah? Just a minute.
170, 171, 172, 173. All the 4 are yours only.
170. One minute, let me. It's a Sanskrit, I need 1 minute to just grasp it.
Yeah, take 2 minutes.
I'm used to Kannada. स्वप्नेऽर्थशून्ये सृजति स्वशक्त्या भोक्त्या दिविश्वं मन एव सर्वं तथैव जागृत्यपि नो विशेषः तत्सर्वमेतन्मनसो Vijrambhanam. I think with this we can go ahead, no? Then we can go to other shloka.
Yeah, that's all what we spoke about. So,
Yeah.
the mind itself creates universe. There is no universe at all. So, there is no world at all. And the waking world is nothing but a dream. There's no different. So, the dream state is without the five senses and the mind itself playing out. In the waking state, all the five senses are there plus the mind. That's all.
Yeah. So in the dream state, though there is no sense object, by the power of one's own mind, it is projected. Enjoyship and
Doership.
doorship, the universe, the mind itself, and everything else. Similarly, in the waking state also, it is hardly any difference. All these, the pluralistic phenomena, without any exception, is but a projection of mind. It is mind. So, mind is mana, right?
Yes. Mano.
Mano vikaraha. Mano, I think always we are in mano vikara.
Vikara is modification. You are not modifying. It itself is a modifier.
It keeps on changing, na? Every minute, mind is just moving. Like it's like cloud. It's unpredictable way it happens, depending on the wind.
No, it's not like that. Depending upon the object which is seen or heard or tasted or smelled, the mind recognizes and attaches to it. And then
Yeah,
the
you
mind.
say one thing. When I see objects, yes, immediately it attracts because my attention goes there. Automatically, mind also follows. After that, mind will have its own picture. But when I am in a dark room, nothing. Okay, I am closing my eyes, no sound, nothing. During that time, mind, the thoughts keep coming, and there is no connect between two thoughts.
Which is a dream state.
But I am aware that what is that? Mind is, I am aware doing Jagrata Avastha. Sapna Avastha, yes, I don't know anything.
No.
Because it's on its own projecting. But in Jagrata Avastha, it is a sort of Sapna only, mini Sapna. You see, it's like this. I'm listening to Sasabra Priyananda now. Suddenly my mind goes somewhere and comes back. That time, that 1 minute I lost. I always do, again rewind and again listen to that. It's moving somewhere with no connection. Unconnected thoughts. Why that is happening? It is happening to everyone. I read that in the book.
Yes, it is happening to everyone. So what is a mind then? What is mind made of? We had covered this long time ago in so many discussions. So let's understand that.
Now, based on vasana, we say mind will start moving.
No. What does mind consist of? We have come back to the same subject.
Memory.
Memory. Stored memory.
Okay.
The five senses are the input. The information is stored in the mind.
Okay.
Instability is called mind actually.
No, that's not true.
I read somewhere.
You have a lot of impression. Don't.
No. Instability is part of mind and stability is also part of mind. Both are part of mind only.
We struggle to bring stability because it's unstable. It's clear. But till you reach that highest level of spirituality, it is unstable.
Okay. But what are the contents of the mind? What does it consist?
Memory is very pakka. It is that. Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara, is it within the mind or it's another faculty, right?
No, we had covered about it. So, first it starts with Chitta, and Chitta has this immediate effect of memory.
Memory.
Manas doesn't have memory.
Ah.
Manas is the screen. That's all. On which the image is getting played.
Yes.
Okay? And hence it is ignorant of itself because it's just a screen. So first is chitta, which is the light. That has what we can say impurities. Whatever it stores, it displays on the screen. Then along with chitta comes the faculty of buddhi, intellect, which can discriminate between what is real and what is unreal. Okay? But if the chitta is impure, the buddhi is also impure.
Yes.
Okay? Then you have ahankara, which can only come after manas. So whatever is projected in the manas, the ahankara will take, I saw it, I did it, I know it, I see it. All that is ahankara. So the contents of mind is...
But you mentioned just now this the stored memory on the manas, it is a screen, it is falling, and the screen is having ignorance. But who makes that memory, that recall process? Because I don't make it. When I am listening, I want to listen to Sarvapriyananda. That time suddenly something comes to my mind, my childhood or some.
No, that is what I am telling you. So now you are listening to Sarva Priyananda. Sarva Priyananda is coming where?
Okay, my intellect.
No,
and
it will first come in chitta.
Yeah.
In the chitta you have Sarva Priyananda.
Yes.
Actually there is no Sarva Priyananda. Actually.
Okay.
But it is stored as Sarva Priyananda. And that buddhi will say that it is Sarva Priyananda. Then it falls on the screen, which is the manas. After some time in the chitta comes your childhood memories. And that is recognized by the buddhi saying that it is childhood memories. And it comes on the screen. And ahankara says that I was a child and that is my memory. Okay. Now, if the question were to be asked, why did I, while I was listening to Sarva Priyananda, why did it go to childhood memory? Okay. You are listening to Sarva Priyananda, you are not here, you are not, you are hearing to Sarva Priyananda, you are not listening to Sarva Priyananda. There's a difference. Sound is coming, but that sound initially makes it a Sarva Priyananda, but since it's not listened, you are not listening to it, you are not attentive to it, the chitta changes, so the next chitta comes. This chitta goes away and that chitta comes. And that comes on the screen. And hence, there is a forgetfulness because chitta has the memory. So once this chitta goes away, you will not be able to remember anything about Sarva Priyananda. You will be only remembering your childhood memories because that you is no one except for ahankara.
I say I am listening to Sarva Priyananda.
Correct.
Suddenly move happens to some other memory.
Right, because
I have attached initially Sarva Priyananda as one person, but actually there is no person.
No. Let us make it a person so that we don't play with too many variables. So you are listening to Sarva Priyananda. We use the word listening, but actually you are hearing to Sarva Priyananda.
Yes.
Initially you are not listening.
Correct.
So when you hear to Sarva Priyananda, there are other chittas which are waiting for an opportunity to jump.
Other chittas, okay. Why they are waiting for an opportunity?
That is how it works. No, that is how it works. That is the reason Patanjali starts with that first one. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodha.
Always bubbling.
It's bubbling. I tried many number of times this especially spiritual talk. Listening, thuck, I lost. I wanted to listen very clearly, but with no knowledge just goes out and again come back.
But
Sometimes 3 to 4 times I rewind for 15 seconds.
But you are not listening, you are hearing.
If you listen, you will not miss even one word also.
Yeah. I am hearing, correct.
You are hearing. If you are listening, the chittas will not move. It will be the same
But the
chitta.
problem is, I am not able to listen even if I want.
Because there is no you to listen.
Then who should listen to whom?
This is the corollary. So first you have to get an insight. Then you should get realized. Then you will know what it is.
See, I know that my capacity is so interesting, maybe a minute, 2 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Very tough. By then, it will go to some other place and that manas will come back.
No, manas will not come
It
back.
will come back, but
No,
it just goes somewhere else.
Wait, let me properly put it.
If you give me the medicine for that, I think I am done.
Oh, I think Vilas, when Subramanya ji was not attending one of the classes, you had told 1 minute you should set the meditation time. Then if you are able to just watch your breath for 1 minute, go to 5.
Yeah.
Again, if you fail in the 5, anywhere in the 5, come back to 1. So 5, then 10, then 30, then 45, then 1 hour. So that's how you, and in case you have come to 30, say you have crossed the 10, you've come to 30, in that 30, again in the 8th minute or 10th minute or 28th minute, you lose. As you said, if you go off track, come back to 1, start from 1 again. So that I felt is very helpful. And that 1 minute, if you're able, I told him initially itself, very many times I failed that 1 minute mark. It's like a test.
Yeah, correct. 1 minute if I am focused, it is a great achievement.
Yeah, so you should keep trying till you get it. It will come.
Okay, so let me clarify to you. Why chittas are moving, that is a separate issue. Then you are going to Patanjali Yoga Sutra or you are going to go into Bhagavad Gita. All that will say that chitta has to be stopped. The whole idea of when we say spiritual, in fact we are all spiritual only. Every human being is spiritual. He doesn't know that he is spiritual. That's the only problem. Okay, anyway, coming back to this, when you come to know, when you is just a word, it's not person sitting there, it is just a convention, language convention than anything else, because there is no other way to communicate. So the chitta is the same for all chittas are the same. There's nothing like my chitta and your chitta and all that. It is coming from the root of chit, which is pure light, that's all. So when you say Satchidananda, it means that it is just a chit, light. It's not my light or your light or her light or whatever, it's just a light. In that light, what is light is the awareness that I am. That's all. That's the only awareness, nothing else. That makes anything feel I am. You got the point? It can be anything. If you go and talk to a cow also, it will say I am. It becomes aware. If somebody is standing next to you, you become aware of the person standing to you, next to you. That's all. That's what is light is. So purified light has no defilements, no impurities. Nothing is happening. There is no coloring. So basically there are 3 colors which will mask the whole thing. Yellow color is for raga, red color is for dvesha, and the blue color is for moha. Okay. Now in the world also, if you take a burner and if you look at the burner, you will only have 3 flames. One is a red flame, yellow flame, and the blue flame. If you are on the realization path, you will be on the blue flame. Even though blue flame is ignorance, but blissful also has the same. That's the reason ignorance is bliss. They both colors are same. What basically is you are having equanimity. That means the chittas don't have any color at all. It doesn't have red, it doesn't have yellow. So there is no raga and dvesha. So it just knows that this is, that's all. That this is Tattvam Asi. You are that. That's all what it knows. In the normal chitta, which is the starting point, which also has the memory, in some books chitta is called as consciousness, in some books chitta is called as memory. So it depends on whoever has interpreted it. Anjo. So that being the case, the chitta knows everything, but it is having impurities. Now that light which is with impurity, which I am saying Sarva Priyananda or childhood memories or this memory and that memory, is coming from the chitta itself. It is in vritti, it's moving instead of being still. Now what happens? That movement creates distortion in the buddhi. Okay, so it becomes manka buddhi. That means it cannot discriminate because of the movement. There is no slowdown, it is very fast. So it can't see anything. So it will give a wrong direction. To whom? To the manas. Manas is just a container. It contains whatever is thrown out there. If a mother is thrown into that, it calls this is mother. If a father is thrown to it, it calls this is father. If son is thrown to it, it says son. If daughter is thrown to it, it says daughter. The same object is reflected in different ways. And that's the reason for the same person, the person is, when you say person, the manas is able to recognize, even though it is just an instrument, it's able to recognize that the same object as mother, daughter, sister, like that. The object is the same, it has not changed. It's not able to see that it is only designation. It's seeing it as a separate people there. Same body. One person says mother, she responds. One person says daughter, she responds. One person says sister, she responds. One person says wife, she responds. One person says you are my neighbor, responds. You are my friend, you are this, you are that. You are a technician, you are an accountant, you are this, you are that. It is able to respond. The chitta has the memory. So when this is called, that comes. Okay. So mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, naham. So now you have to break that. This stream has to be broken. So the chitta and buddhi are the two things which, when you say you, that chitta itself has to clean itself. Then the second line, tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Then you know your true nature. What? Light. No person, no self, just the light. So the realization here is yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. That means there is no movement of the chitta. Then you see the true nature. What is the true nature? Light. That's all. It's just light. There is no person. That's how the two sutras. So if you remove that gantu, then the thread, right? So now you are able to see the thread clearly. The first thread is yogaha chitta vritti nirodha tada drashtu swarupe avasthanam. Then he starts with what are vritti. Vrittayaha panchataya klishta aklishta. That are 5 which are modifiable, 5 which will remove that modification. Klishta is changing one to another, which is basically an impurity. So pramana viparya vikalpa nidra smritayaha, because chitta has smriti, chitta has pramana, chitta also has viparyaya, chitta also has pramana viparya vikalpa, imagination. Nidra is also in chitta only. Smriti is also in chitta.
So Nidra is in Chitta.
Yes. So when we say manas, it's like watching a TV and somebody asks, what are the contents of the TV? The contents of the TV is the light. Yes or no?
Yes.
So can you see the light? If you open up.
That's the best example. Immediately hypnotism. We don't see the TV light. We see that image with the
Yes.
talking.
Now what happens is, even though it's just a light which is coming, you are seeing the person on the screen.
And we are crying also.
You are laughing also, crying also, everything. So the drama is the chitta in the waking state is with the 5 senses. Chitta in the sleeping state is without 5 senses. That's all.
Still Chitta is there, but in the sleeping stage.
So that is the reason it's called as shushupti.
Okay. Okay, I'm asking stupid question.
That's
When
okay.
you have all that, by giving one spark, can't you clear everything? Memory.
Yes, you can clear. By not taking
Not
it as
with,
your
not
second.
with big prayatna, with the less effort.
No, there is no effort. Stop taking it as your memory. Over.
Ego, cut the ego into 2.
No.
Over.
Bhagavad Gita, 62nd verse. Memorize it. Dhyayate vishayan pumsaha. That is what you need to live. So you want to cut it in one shot. Don't put Subramanya Bhatt in that. Over.
And the question, who am I itself, is vanished.
Yes, you are just a light. Nothing else.
What is left is you.
You are just a light. Nothing else. There is nothing other than a light. Now you are in Ananda. Sat, Chit, Ananda. And you see the Chit is there.
Yeah.
Right? That is what Chitta is made of. Stream of consciousness is Chitta. Just the light is Chit.
Can you define what is the light? Oh, it's beyond definition.
What is light? Is sunlight. Anything that lights up is consciousness. So if there is light in the sun, it's because of consciousness. If the earth is moving and there is a gravitation, is because of consciousness. So everything is conscious.
So, the sun, it's having its own chitta,
Yes,
or
sir.
only conscious?
In fact, Lata had seen one video with black holes, and that you should see. How many million, billion years it will take, and it will, light still will be there.
Whatever is there inside us is also inside Surya. The indweller within us is also there in sun. We can everything.
See, when you do Aditya
The
Hridaya,
space is also with the full of light.
Space is full of light. He doesn't have any object to show that light.
okay, now I'll give you another thing. Photons. Are they particles or waves? That is all what it is. Some time back, they made a study and one got a Nobel Prize because he proved that it is particle. In 2012 or 11, another scientist proved that it is a wave. So he
He
also
also-
got a Nobel Prize. In 2016, another person proved that they're not only a particle, they're also a wave. He got another Nobel Prize.
They're going deeper and deeper, but not able to touch the bottom.
Exactly. When it is going to become particle?
Look.
When there's a viewer.
When there is an observer.